Hey, what is going on, you biscuit burning Bellsprout? Today we're gonna play some games with Jolteon VMAX. Just realized it's been a while since I played the deck, and I thought I'd share my current build of the deck with you guys. Of course, nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. Jolteon has been pretty much fleshed out, but there are a couple little things in here that I will mention and talk about why I like it. And I mean, maybe some other stuff is why I don't play those cards anymore. So we got 2 Zigzagoon, of course, and then we have the 4-3 Jolteon. And then 4-4-1-2 Inteleon. Now, one card I'm not sold on is actually the second quick shooting Inteleon. I think it's okay, but a lot of games you don't even need it because the pings from the Zigzagoon plus Scoop Up Net to reset the Zigzagoon is kind of all you need. You usually don't ever need 2 quick shooting Inteleon. There's some rare scenarios that come up where you really need that extra 20 damage, over a couple turns to kind of build up and take some key knockouts in a certain amount of time. So it does come up sometimes, and against decks like Duraludon, those quick shootings mean a lot more because the games go on so long. So it's still nice, and prizing it really is the biggest deal. That's really why I've kept the second quick shooting Inteleon around. If I knew it would never be prized, I'd probably just play 1 because 2 really doesn't. I feel like the second one doesn't really add that much to the deck. Of course, you got the Energy Search, 4 Evolution Instance, 4 Level Ball, 4 Quick Ball, and I got 2 Fan of Waves in here. I'm a huge fan of 2 Fan of Waves. Not only is it really good at slowing down Mew VMAX, which is of course the most popular deck in the format, and so on and so forth, but up against all of the other matchups that have special energy in them, stuff like Gengar VMAX, Single Strike, the Umbreon Urshifu build, or even Rapid Strike, they're super powerful in resetting those special energy and really making your opponent work that much harder on their following turn. And when you combo Fan of Waves with Paths of the Peak to slow down any potential Crobat draw, you can really, not easily, but you can pretty consistently actually walk away with wins against those decks. They're still mostly unfavorable matchups, but it really isn't out of the ordinary to walk away with wins against Single Strike or something like the Gengar VMAX, which I also have felt like is unfavorable until I went up to like 4 Paths of the Peak and 2 Fan of Waves. Now I feel like we're in a favorable position, really just slowing them down. They can't use their Crobat as consistently, and then putting the energy back in the deck, it's hard for them to build up to like that 3 energy, special energy they need and play to 1-hit KO with the Gengar, or same thing with the Urshifu. You catch them with catch the Fan on an early energy, and then who knows, maybe on the turn 2 they don't have the 3 energy in play, and you can start getting that damage in play to start getting ahead in the prize race. And it can be hard for them to kind of get back into it when you're keeping Path of the Peak in play as well, because they can't use their Crobat. So the 2 Fan, 4 Path, I feel like really shuts down a whole ton of decks right now, not just Mew VMAX. Of course, both very strong against Mew VMAX, and if Mew VMAX wasn't super popular, you probably wouldn't play Paths of the Peak, to be honest. But because it is super popular, you kind of have to play it, and it not only is it good against Mew VMAX, but it's good against everything else. So it's really just makes sense to play both heavy counts of both of these cards right now, because it's not just good against one deck, it's good against a whole bunch of decks, all the decks that Jolteon would struggle with if you didn't have them. So it makes a ton of sense. 2 Scoop Up Net. I would like to play more of this card in here, but really I've only found room to include the 2 of them. But it's definitely a card I would look at, potentially including another one of. Could potentially cut the Quick Shooting Inteleon, honestly, for a Scoop Up Net. That'll give us another out to reuse Zigzagoon, but the consistency of the quick shooting turn after turn is just really nice, so I'm not 100% sure I would want to do that. Also, another thing to mention as far as that goes is if we do prize the quick shooting Inteleon, even if we have like a Zigzagoon left in the deck or a Scoop Up Net left in the deck, Evolution Incense can't find either of those, but Evolution Incense can find quick shooting Inteleon. So we got more outs to pings the later the game goes, once we've developed into our Drizzles and so on. More outs to pings. So those pings can be really key in making sure we're just hitting 2 targets every single turn. So the Evolution Incense being able to find a ping at some point is also a pretty big deal. So yeah, like I said, not sold on wanting to cut that second Inteleon quite yet. 2 Boss's Orders, 1 Cheryl. I'm not a huge fan of, I don't like playing 2 Boss's Orders in here, but it's really good for the Mew matchup. If you're trying to slow them down with the Paths of the Peak, but even when you are slowing them down with Paths of the Peak, if they just have 2 Mew VMAXs set up and they're switching between them, hitting you, using Boss here and there, comboed with Paths to slow down their draw power, trying to stick a Genesect in the active can be a really big deal. So I do like the 2 Boss right now, basically just for the Mew VMAX matchup, but it's not bad against anything, right? Boss can always be good. Also, really good against Weezing, which has become less popular, so it definitely makes me consider cutting the Boss right now. 1 Cheryl, and I feel like you don't really need more than 1 Cheryl right now. 2 Cheryl was great, but that was back when there was a lot more 2-hit KOing going on, and like stuff like Zacian and stuff was more popular. But now it's either you're getting 1-hit KO'd or Mew could 1-hit KO. But if you're either stopping Mew with Paths of the Peak or they're kind of running over you. So there's no there feels like there's really no in between. The Cheryl does get played in the Mew VMAX matchup sometimes, but I don't think you really have time to play 2. It doesn't really come up where you'd have enough time to play 2. Either they're stuck in their tracks with Paths of the Peak, or they're kind of cruising, and you get to play that 1, but they can get a 1-hit KO. They can boss around you pretty consistently, so you don't really have time to play a second. So I don't love the 2 Cheryl right now. I've been seeing a lot of people playing the PAL pad in here, which I would definitely consider maybe trying to include myself. I haven't tried it out yet. That's like the one thing I haven't tried out that I've seen other people doing. One of the things that I have seen other people doing that I really, really like, because I feel like the one thing that always comes up with Jolteon for me is I can't find the Jolteon Vs. Like turn 1, and then even like turn 1 going second, if we only get 1 out there and they have the boss knockout on it with whatever they're playing, we can still be in a whole bunch of trouble. So this 1 of capture energy, a lot of lists used to play 2 capture energy, but kind of went away from that when you had to add back in the Paths of the Peaks and try and fit Phantom Waves for the Mew VMAX matchup. But I've cut down to 2 basic lightnings. So we only have 6 lightning energy, which might seem a little bit risky, but it's been working out pretty well so far. And of course, we still have the energy search to help us find energy as well. But the capture energy, the extra consistency to help us find the basic, I have just I've loved it so far. Big deal. Love the capture energy. Would not cut it, I don't think, because that's the one thing I found myself consistently having a problem with the Jolteon deck, is just I couldn't find my Jolteon Vs. So just this little bit of extra help has made quite the big difference. So I really love that 1 of capture energy in there. And of course, 3 elemental badge. It's another card. I see some people going down to 2 on, but every time I've gone down to 2, it's always felt like too many situations come up where I prize 1, or if your opponent does play a Tool Scrapper, which Tool Scrapper isn't super popular right now, but you do run into it from time to time. And if they can even just get rid of 1 of your elemental badges, you can be in big trouble. So yeah, I've never really liked the 2 elemental badge. Always liked the 3. Also, it's like a card you constantly need, so you don't want to be drizzling for it all the time. So if you can just draw into 1, to increase your chance of drawing into 1, the Drizzile goes and finds your VMAX or a Fan of Waves or a Paths of the Peak for the turn, and gets you a lot more bigger combos, you know, throughout your turn. So big fan of the 3 elemental badge, of course. And then 4-2 on the Marnie and the research. Marnie path is just so good. I don't see a reason to not play for Marnie, but of course, sometimes you want to be researching instead. Sometimes you know your opponent has a dead hand, or you don't want to give them more cards or help them dig deeper into the deck. So you want an option to just kind of, you know, not do that, but also just sometimes draw as many cards as possible on the turn. Or maybe you have a handful of like cards you don't need for the rest of the game. So you're like, you don't want these in your deck anymore. Research those away. So you still want some researches. So 4-2 on the draw supporter split, and that's gonna do it for the list, guys. If you enjoy the video, be sure to give a like. If you enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell, and let's get into some games. Coin flip win, which means we do get to go first, and hopefully find ourselves a Jolteon. That's like usually the thing we're always whiffing, but we do have it here. Not too much else to work with though. We do have the draw supporter, so we have at the very least have that. But yeah, no Sobbles. That's usually a big thing we want on our first turn, at least one. Because then, you know, the Drizzile can get us so many different things on our following turn, depending on what we need. Evolution Incense, the Elemental Badge. We are up against Mew VMAX. And yeah, Mew VMAX can donk. So then we're going to get the energy, and we're going to retreat into our Zigzagoon. The Goon Ping, of course, is not wasted on Mew, actually, because of the Fusion Strike energy. We can't ping them later on. So they have that 310 HP, and once they get a Fusion Strike energy on there, we're sure if they're in the active, we're hitting them for 100, but even after we hit them 3 times for 100, they'll have 10 HP left, and we just can't get there unless we have, you know, a fan play to combo with, which we would prefer to just, like, Goon Ping it, or get the ping on it without having to use our Fan of Wave. So just getting this Goon Ping down early helps us with that for sure. Just get that ping down right now, and we don't have to worry about it later on. It looks like they are going for the Meloetta play here. And the thing I'm really scared of here is, like, even if they get the, not just them attacking with Meloetta turn 1, because to be honest, Psychic Leap's a little bit better into a Zigzagoon than the Meloetta. I guess they got the Meloetta off the Great Ball, so maybe that's why they're kind of just going with it. They might not attack with the Meloetta, it's kind of just in play, but then it is just kind of in play, which is another thing. But Psychic Leap definitely more of a threat overall. And they got this Sparkle already, so there's an energy short from being able to attack, whether it be with the Leap or the Melodious Echo. And yeah, they see the Leap play, so the energy being on the Meloetta is nice for us, though, because that could be an easy knockout later on. Looks like they don't have a whole ton going on, though. Genesect for 1 into the Psychic Leap, but I mean, it's not like we got a whole ton going on ourselves. Finally get that level ball. A little bit slow. We can still grab the Sobble, though. And unfortunately, we have to Marnie our opponent here, because we don't really have anything else to do. We would love to have, like, research or something like that. The draw is... Oof. As you guys can tell, not great. You get the Path to the Peak at the very least. Gonna go with the Jolteon down. Gonna go with the Sobble down. Gonna go ahead and get a... I think I'm just gonna get a Goon and retreat into Goon again. This time we at least have the Path to Peak to hopefully slow down our opponent. Gonna go ahead and Goon Ping the Genesect. Yeah, Goon is like our... it's pretty funny. Goon's like our go-to... we have to leave something in our active, go Goon. We don't want to lose Sobble. We don't want to lose Drizziles. And usually when there's an Inteleon in play, it's Quick Shooty Inteleon. We don't want to lose that either. And if we leave a Jolteon in the active, that's more prize cards for my opponent. My opponent does have a chase on a Sobble here, though, so that's unfortunate. But they don't have much else. Just the chase on the Sobble. And that's it. So we do lose a Sobble there, but we still have this Drizzile. Ooh, researching our Cheryl feels so bad here. That was a pretty rough top deck, but I'm not gonna Marnie them. The path is working. We don't want to help them out of it. Just gonna go with the research here. Got an energy, got a fan, got the evolution of the Jolteon VMAX. VMAX down. Unfortunately, I have to commit 2 energy to the active, which we never like to do. I'm gonna quick ball away the Marnie here. Get another Sobble in play. And then we'll maybe quick ball our top deck if we don't want it and get another Sobble in play next turn. Gonna fan waste the energy off the active here. And then here we go. Axe Thunder Rumble. Active hit, Genesect hit. Let's see where it goes from here. A little bit of an awkward start for us. Not super clean. Our opponents had it worse, though. Now that we got this Path to the Peak stuck in play, who knows what they'll actually be able to do here on this coming up turn. They got the Rotom Phone off. They will be able to set a card on top of their deck. They have the Stadium as well, and it is a Crystal Cave, which can make things a little bit annoying, but I'm really not too worried about the Crystal Cave shenanigans in this one. And here comes another Fusion Strike system. Let's see what they can pull off this turn. Hopefully not a KO on our active. Or the worst thing would be a KO on our active, but even just like a boss KO on the bench Jolteon would be pretty annoying. Boss KO on a Sobble or a Drizzile would be annoying. And I don't have a Marnie in hand. I don't have a Marnie. I gave up the Marnie. I was like, okay, the path worked last turn. Let's see if it'll also work this turn. So I don't have I don't have a Marnie to work with potentially to disrupt my opponent's hand. But we definitely would have liked that option, but I had to make a choice there. Marnie or research. Well, if the dead draw sticks, we don't want to Marnie them. And even if they get out of it, it's possible could be in a situation where the Marnie doesn't look that good either. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the Marnie is looking like it would have been pretty good here. They got the Cramomatic Heads. They got quite a few options here. They need to get another Mew V in play, and they probably also want to Elsa Sparkle this turn. So they could grab the Sparkle and then try and draw into the outs off the... But they actually just go with the Fusion Strike Energy grab there. That's an interesting one. And they load up the Meloetta, so it looks like Meloetta will be swinging on this upcoming turn. And to be honest, if they have, like, they could have actually maybe one hit KO my Jolteon here if they get off an Elsa Sparkle and they have the other 2 Fusion Strike Energy in the deck. It's a little bit risky to go about this route. Because now you have less Fusion Strike Energy, or you can draw into the Fusion Strike Energy out of the deck first. And they actually, okay, they bench Oricorio here, so this means this Mew VMAX can't use Psychic Leap right now, which I kind of want to... Oh, they actually have a 0-card hand. Holy moly, the 0-card hand is huge. I need to find a Path to the Peak here. Nothing else actually matters here except finding Path to the Peak. Let's go ahead and get one. I actually don't even want to KO Meloetta because of the Oricorio. That's crazy, actually. Okay, we got the Path to the Peak. We got the Quick Shooting Intelligence. We got a lot of things here. I don't have an energy. I don't have an energy for a fresh Jolteon, which feels pretty bad. Oh, man. Am I going to get knocked out here, actually? I think my active is going to get knocked out here. Unless... Hold up. Unless... Shooting the Oricorio. Net the... This is where we wish the capture was a basic lighting, to be honest. That like rarely comes up, but this is that moment. We could Path to the Peak. Or no, we could Fan of Waves one of the energy off the active Meloetta back to the deck. And I think we have to go for that. Oh, man. What a game so far. All right. Because it takes minus 20 damage because of the Oricorio. And we can't quick shooting it. Even though we'd like to. We'd love to quick shooting the Meloetta, but we can't. Because, I mean, that would be cheating, to be honest. I'm just going to hold this because I have the Elemental Badge, which I don't want to throw down either. All right, Thunder Rumble. We got to hope this top deck from our opponent is dead here. There's a lot of dead top decks here, though. There's a couple decent ones, but not a whole ton of decent top decks, to be honest. There's more dead top decks than good ones. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. But let's see what this is. I think we got to start looking at how we're going to close this game out. I'm looking at going after the Mew to KO the Mew and the Genesect and the Meloetta at this point, I think. Get the Quick Shooting Inteleon in again. Now we KO the Meloetta. We could boss up the Genesect. Force him to need a switch card as well. No, I think we just go with it like this. I think we're just going to go Quick Shooting, Genesect, and then we're just going to hit... I'm going to attach the Evolution Essence just in case they play a Marnie. Some people have been playing Marnie recently, so... Right around that. Hit there. Boom, boom. So now they have to Psychic Leap this Mew VMAX out of play, or they're in a really bad spot. That's basically what they have to do now. Which means they actually won't KO us. Unless they got like triple tablet to go with that draw as well. But that'd be a pretty ridiculous draw to get from my opponent. Yeah, that'd be a pretty ridiculous draw. They can try and stall for one more turn by retreating to one of these full HP Genesects. Because I won't be able to KO everything, but we do have the boss in hand. So the correct play from my opponent, but it's not going to matter here. We have the Max Thunder Rumble to get our last 4 prize cards. We're taking 5 prize cards worth of knockouts. We only get 4 of them. That's all we need as we get this dub here up against a Mew VMAX. What a back and forth game that was. Kind of like bouncing on a knife's edge for sure. Here we go again. This time losing the coin flip, so we probably will be going second. And yeah, there it is. Will we rip here? Sobble start. They keep calling. We also got a capture energy. Capture energy coming in. Maybe not clutch. We have a pretty solid starter. But probably should open the Jolteon just to have the flexibility of maybe going with Jolteon. I don't see why we would ever go with Jolteon here. I'm definitely not gonna put it in play now. No need to. Don't want to show our opponent what we're playing. I guess there is some value to be gained there by not benching the Jolteon though. Because my opponent just doesn't know what we're playing, right? So there's some value to be gained there by not putting the Jolteon in play off the start, especially because we're pretty confident we're going to be using the keep calling. So maybe there's a decent amount of advantage to be gained there from not doing it. Maybe this is the correct line to take overall. Zoroark and Coughing. It's going to be interesting. So this guy is really annoying. It's really annoying. If we want to start thinking out the deck, getting some good cards. A lot of bad cards in here. Oh, I don't want that though. I want another Jolteon. I don't know. I was about to. That was not correct. Keep calling this whole squad up. We did prize double Drizzle out. That's not good. So boss is really the main card we're trying to find. There's some other good cards in this matchup as well, though. The Cheryl's pretty good at some point, but the bosses are the main cards we're trying to find, so we can use our abilities and actually like do relevant stuff. Because otherwise we're not really doing very relevant stuff until that point. But we can go ahead and go with a Thunder Spear here on this Weezing on the next turn. Here's a boss on my other Sobble. That's actually pretty annoying, actually. Yeah, that's super annoying. Who does that? Who bosses the Sob? I don't like that. I think I'm gonna say no. Do I care that much about this Sobble? I don't think I can afford to care that much about this Sobble, to be honest. Yeah, I want to care about the Sobble. We did get a net. Actually, you know what we can do now? I don't really want to give up prize cards for free either, but we can do this evolve here. And I think just pass. I guess I could get into this and use the Thunder Spear. It doesn't seem that good though. I will throw out the Path to the Peak. I don't know what they're playing. Let's put out Path to the Peak. They could be playing. They get Zoroark. I've never seen this combination. I've never seen Zoroark plus Weezing, so I don't want to make any assumptions on what they're playing. Maybe they play Crobat. Could be some kind of dark box kind of thing that I've seen before, like a Weezing, like Weezing with Crushing Hammers. You got the Moltres V, the Crobat VMAX, stuff like that. And Crobat VMAX does have to come from Crobat V. So that would mean they'd have to be playing that as well. There's a Vincino. I doubt they play Crobat, but still better safe than sorry. Put the Path to the Peak out there. We don't really need to hold it for anything else, I don't think. So just get it out there. Maybe it becomes relevant. Okay, my opponent has a 0-card hand, and they've telegraphed that we want to get aggressive here then. We're going to get really aggressive then. Quick shooting top deck. Can't really do anything with that though. I'm like, ooh, but yeah, there's nothing to be gained by not just picking this thing up. Setting this thing up. Evolving and punching for a hundo. You want to evolve this as well. Want to get into quick shooting as soon as possible. I have the option of it, I guess I should say. Yeah, hit for a hundo here. Into this Weezing. Set it up for the 2-hit KO, and my opponent had a 0-card hand on the last turn. Interesting that they would actually attach the Dark Energy there on the Vincino because, I mean, going into... I was going to evolve this. I see this knockout. Yeah, because like going into their turn, if they top deck a Cincino, they don't have an energy now to or not an energy, but a card to make do, right? So like if they had held this Dark Energy and this is a Cincino, then they could evolve Cincino, make do the energy. But because they attach it here, they actually can't make do. There's no make doing to be done. The Zoroark does become the Weezing there. I really want to know more about their deck, to be honest, but I don't know, we're in a pretty good spot at this point. It's looking like we're gonna not quite coast, but look like we're going to be cruising to victory here shortly. Energy to work with. Found Charlotte and another Speed Lightning. Go get another Jolteon and put it in play. Because like running between Jolteons is pretty good in this matchup. We want to get our elemental badges as well. I don't want to like sit here and let someone get poisoned over and over again. But I also don't want to attach double Speed Lightning here. So I'll probably put the Speed Lightning here. I also want to be able to evolve this one potentially as well. And yeah, hopefully find one of those elemental badges or a boss would be pretty good as well. Boss or elemental badge. Boss would like win us the game. Elemental badge make it a little bit easier to run to the next Jolteon and so on. Another energy committed to Mincino. I mean, it looks like this one is just about over. Maybe I do... Oh, there's the elemental badge. So let's go ahead and split up these energy, actually. Evolve, retreat, attack. And it looks like we'll never fully see what this Weezing deck was. Yeah, that's how your early game wants to look in this matchup. And then you just kind of hope to hit boss, to be honest. Like, you play it like that, play it slow, get your energy in play, start attacking when you can, and then hope to hit boss. And here comes, yeah, the tail whip. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more from my opponent's deck. There's probably, like, Moltres and stuff going on in there. But, of course, I guess we will never know as, yeah, kind of the dead draw. But, yeah, that's how you play it in the early game against Weezing. Just start doing stuff. But don't give your opponent too many prize cards. That Drizzle top deck was pretty nice there on that second turn. Another coin flip dub. Let's go first. First, see how it goes. Ooh, Mew deck box. It's gonna be Mew though, is the question. Opening hand. But this is like top deck away from being good. We're like a top deck away from being good because if they are playing Mew, if they turn one knock out our Sobble, and we quick wall for a Jolteon, we have to save the level ball for the Drizzile, so it doesn't put us in that good of a spot, to be honest. But Sobble for my opponent. Okay, and we top decked the Drizzile as well. So now we can go with like, I don't know, Sobble, Quick Ball and Badge, Jolteon. Jolteon down, energy down. I'm like a little hesitant to attach the badge because I don't know if they play Tool Scrapper, but if they Marnie us, it's going to be worse. I could have also net the Sobble right now, but we have like Shady Dealings, net Shady Dealings, so I think I'm just going to wait on that. I don't want to say we get punished if our opponent plays Marnie. It is Ursh. Okay, so Urshifu is tough. It's tough. Now, it's definitely doable, especially with the double fan of waves. Those are very helpful in this matchup for sure. There's the Basculin, which is interesting, and the Octillery. It almost makes you think they're probably playing... they are probably playing... No, there's a site. I was going to say, are they playing like Inteleon VMAX with the 1/1 Urshifu? I've seen that quite a bit recently. I think that, I kind of thought that's what they were playing, but it seems like no, that is not the case. Yeah, that's not the case. They're just playing Urshifu. Looks like Melanie Fu, to be honest. So like I said, tough matchup. Oh, but you like to see that though. You like to see the Rapid Strike energy on the Sobble. Tough matchup, but definitely winnable. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. We definitely want to take out the Remoraid. I think it's gonna be our target here. So now we get to go like grab Evolution Incense and grab Research afterwards. But I'm definitely debating going with a Marnie instead, because it's just disrupting your opponent's hand off the rip like this is just good. Like they've had time to like work with the hand a little bit. I'm going to go with the Marnie instead and just we hope to draw into an out to our Zigzagoon. We play a lot of outs, though. Got 7 outs in the deck to the Zigzagoon. Pretty good odds of seeing something here. Yeah, I like this a little bit more. I like just playing the Marnie. What Marnie's good at? Marnie's just good at messing up your opponent's hand. So let's do it. Marnie. Got the Goon. Hey, there it is. Did not get much else, though. Did not get much else. Did not get another Jolteon to go down onto the bench. That's probably the main thing I wanted here. We can attach the Speed Light and try and find it, though. Actually, might as well. No such finds. Oh, did get the capture energy, though. So, well, another Sobble would be nice. So let's go ahead and grab that. Then, like I said, we're going to go ahead and Goon that Remoraid. Just take that out. We could have gone after hitting the Urshifu. But, I mean, they're down on Rapid Strike energy now because they put the first one on the Sobble here. We get rid of the Remoraid, which gives rid of the Artillery option on the next turn. Which might just mean they can't find what's it called on the next turn. Which would be really good for us. It'd be really good if they could not find... Be really good if they could not find that. So that's going to be our plan. Also, with the way the board state is currently set up, we could look for KO2 Sobbles, KO the Crobat. That's our last 4 prize cards. Now, the one thing kind of risky about that would be they probably play Scoop Up Net, so they could net a Sobble or like some Inteleon line out of play, whether it be a Sobble or Drizzile Inteleon. Pick it up, put it away. And I That would mean we kind of lose that prize option on the board. Here comes a Drizzile from my opponent. It's definitely very possible they find the Rapid Strike energy, but we do play 2 Fan of Wave, so we can kind of, they can kind of get it, and we can kind of put it away and be like, okay, you have to go get it again. And we can repeat that process twice. We do play 2 Fan of Wave, so they can get it twice, and we can be like, all right, we're going to put it away. You have to go get it again. If they do that, we will lose probably. But if they can't find it twice, we're in a position for sure. We'll be in a spot where we can maybe make a, or get a dub. I don't want to say make a comeback because, we're in like a pretty good spot. We're technically ahead on prize cards, I guess, although that doesn't mean that much overall. Another Urshifu off a quick ball here. Here comes a level ball. I'm sure they've got a research or something on the way here, or a Marnie or something. And they still could pull off a knockout on us this turn with like Gale Thrust. I'm a little bit less scared of Gale Thrust because then the Urshifu could get stuck in the active. That's one of the things about attacking with the Urshifu VMAX in this matchup is like you Gale Thrust, and then, if I put your energy back in your deck with a Fan of Waves, you're kind of stuck there for a turn, right? So that can be a pretty good play that we can pull off. But here comes an Evolution Incense, so Urshifu VMAX is on the way. They're going with it. And in this situation specifically, we don't have a follow-up Jolteon to be like, aha, you Gale Thrusted. Now I'm going to attack you with my Jolteon, and if you're stuck, we get to attack again. It's kind of the situation where it's like, I can't do anything, even if you Gale Thrust. And then they can G-Max Rapid Flow pretty freely potentially after that. So that would kind of stink. I guess we don't have any confirmation. Oh no, there it is. There it is. I was like, we haven't seen anything. I'd seen confirmation yet that it is Melanie Fu, but there's that water energy. Pretty much confirms the Melanie Fu there. I think it's gonna be our game plan. We're gonna go ahead and hit the active, hit the Crobat, and then hope the other Drizzile sticks in play, and then try and win through boss that. Let's see. Capture out of Jolteon. Shady dealings here. I'm gonna go Level Ball, Drizzile, take Evolution Incense, hold Evolution Incense. Our energy searches here, our basic energy is not. We have no basic energy. That's a big deal. But we have both boss in hand, which is also bad. Oh man, this is awkward because I can't. Well, this is awkward. Do I have to Marnie this turn then? And now I didn't want to commit to this Drizzile. I should have grabbed a Marnie there, to be honest. I didn't plan on Marnieing though. But now I feel like I have to Marnie because of what's happening here. I feel like I should also net reset. Well, no, we have to net the Zigzagoon here. Okay, this is like gone pretty bad, to be honest. But we have to find energy for this next Jolteon. Soon, now, right now. There it is. All right, perfect. On time. Now we need to find our boss again and VMAX. Should we attach capture energy? We still need to play the Marnie this turn though. I can't both Drizzile and I couldn't get Shady Dealings and Talion access, so I don't really want to give them that play. Also, yeah, I think we're just gonna max down the Run Bull. Like, don't even give them the idea of that play. Just like leave triple Drizzile open. Options. All right, we got the energy at the prize card, so I guess I didn't need a, well, the way it looks is like I didn't need to panic that hard for it. But to be honest, we still had to panic that hard for it because who knows what we would have drawn into, to be honest. All right, Ursh to the active from my opponent, but we have game on board. Like I said, KO Drizzile, KO Crobat. We have that set up. Here comes a Melanie from my opponent, and they're going to look for that, the 100 Furious Blows. That's like the optimal attack in this matchup until Gale Thrust can kind of, you know, you can like turn to Gale Thrust, KO Jolteon, KO something else, stuff like that, or just like if you have 2 prize cards left somehow at the end of the game, you can like chase a Zigzagoon and Drizzile, whatever. So it's like not that you don't ever use G-Max Rapid Flow, it's just that the 100 Furious Blows is usually a little bit better. There's the Inteleon grab. Are they going to be able to use the Shady Dealings here? Now I'm definitely scared. I don't want that to happen. Please don't do that. Don't have the scoop up net. But even if they don't have the scoop up net, we still need to draw into the our own Shady Dealings Inteleon so we can go stuff. Oh, are they going to Marnie here? They might actually Marnie here. And then our energy. But our energy search is still in the deck. So now that we got the basic energy in the deck. Ooh, okay, they don't. We might have to go with like Marnie plus Fan of Waves that. That might be our play here. And then just hope they don't have a Rapid Strike energy. Which, to be honest, one will be on the bottom of the deck. So there's a good chance they would whiff. But let's see if we can close this one out this turn. The Fan of Waves top deck is nice, but let's start with the speed line and see if we can get the moves. No moves. Oh, no. Okay. Unfortunate. Okay, so I'm going to go... Gotta keep the energy. So we're gonna fan that. We're gonna fan that. I don't really want to evolve to quick shooting yet. Still, just in case they go with the GMAX Rapid Flow play to try and make things difficult for me. Okay, quick ball the Jolteon. I want to evolve to a VMAX if I can. Is a question as well. We just put 2 Vs in play and just, like, not leave one in the active. That seems fine. We don't have the Sobble to become the Drizzile, but I think I'm okay with that. Don't need Quick Shooting Inteleon, so keep the triple open. Marnie. Find Pat to the Peak, to be honest. Find Pat to the Peak. Got Pat to the Peak. Ooh, there's that Drizzile. Oh, no. Pat to the Peak's good here, though. I could evolve to a VMAX, but then they could have, like, Boss plus Rapid Strike energy. Go ahead and quick ball away the Drizzile. Get me the Sobble, thin that out. Increase our odds of top decking that Shady Dealings Inteleon. And I think retreat and pass. It's still close. Still extremely close. I don't know if this is correct. I said I could have put the Sobble here instead of this Jolteon, but then if they have Rapid Strike energy Boss, we're in trouble. Actually, this deck usually generally doesn't play Boss. So I probably shouldn't have played around Boss. To be honest, this deck usually does not play Boss. Oh, they got the energy. And they have second stadium. They got, but it probably doesn't matter too much because they, you know, they're one Crobat. They usually play one Crobat, so the Crobat's there. So I'm not too worried about that. And then here comes the research. GMAX Rapid Flow could be on the way. Yeah, maybe I should not, because they usually don't play Boss. So if they played Escape Rope, we just like send up this Drizzile with the energy. So I probably should just bench that Sobble, to be honest. I probably should just bench the Sobble, played for the Sobble bench instead. Once again, Scoop Up Net is something I'm kind of afraid of. All right, there's just a hit on the Zigzagoon. Our top deck is Pat to the Peak. That's not great. Okay, Path. If our second fan is in deck, we can reset this thing once again. Now we can bench the Sobble. We're out of Scoop Up Net, so benching Sobble doesn't do anything, but it keeps it out of the deck. Okay, let's bench the Sobble. All the bench one here. I didn't realize we were out of Scoop Up Net, to be honest, but we could have like hard retreated something. I don't know if the Fan of Waves is in the deck. I'm gonna play this first. It is. Okay, so we can Fan of Waves once again. I'm gonna go with... Oh, we don't have the Boss yet, though. Off here, I guess. We're out of nets, right? Okay, we're down both nets. We have the second energy here, though. Fan. Oh, but then we need the Boss. So we leave the energy in the deck. Grab this and this. No, doesn't make any sense. This and Boss. What I was about to do made 0 sense. Fan away some Boss. We're gonna fan again. Evolve here now I think is also fine. At this point, yeah, just go ahead and do it. Evolving here is also fine because we're out of nets. Oh, we had 1 net left for some reason. I don't know why. I don't want to hit the active. Like, well, we can't hit the active. Okay, quick shooting. I don't know. Maybe we do hit the active here with quick shooting. All right, let's hit the active here with quick shooting. And then we're going to run to this Inteleon and pass and hope to hop duck an energy. I maybe made this... No, I don't think I've made this more complicated than I had to. I think this is what we've had to play for. But I should have probably put the Sobble down instead of the Jolteon. I just kind of forgot that they don't play Boss in... No, they have the Rapid Strike energy again! That is so ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Unfortunate. Goodbye, squad. And we are... Oh, but if I had evolved that to Quick Shooting Inteleon instead of grabbing Boss, they actually couldn't have GMAX Rapid. But then I'm like, how long am I waiting for? They could just like not evolve and then go with the Gale Thrust again. And then I would have to top like 2 cards, which is impossible. All right, we end up losing it here. I think I could have played a little bit better in that one, though. But that's going to do it for the games with the Jolteon. Like I said, just trying to show off my current build of it. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give a like and enjoy the content. As always, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.